So when I think about where travel technology is delivering today, and maybe where there's still some overpromising, for the delivering, I think technology continues to do really well with self-service, reducing friction, creating opportunities for travelers, arrangers, travel managers to really get the information they need very quickly, whether it's managing travel, booking travel, policy information, travel data. But when I think about the opportunities for travel technology to continue to really deliver on its promise and what people are looking for, the first answer I would have is actually around really managing the trip itself, moving beyond just bookings. Online booking tools have existed for a long time, but there's still a tremendous opportunity to do more for travelers and arrangers with changes, disruption management, things that we call the moments that matter. When we're on the road and something goes wrong, how can technology make that experience a far more efficient one? People probably would automatically think of AI, but I think of AI as less about promises not realized, but still just being early on in its adoption and really starting off and really beginning that journey with the traveler, but there's so much further it can go and really personalizing that experience and moving beyond just the traditional web-based shopping. If a customer feels like their travel program might be fragmented, despite the technology, typically what we see is it's less about the technology itself. They often have really great best-in-class travel components. It's more about how those components are connected, how they're integrated. The reality is a travel program is a very broad ecosystem. It starts with the company's HR system, flows all the way through accounts payable, with travel, duty of care, information, all sitting in between that. And it's about how you truly connect that. CTM's Maturity Index really looks at a program not just with its components, but really looking at how they're connected to create a very seamless, integrated travel ecosystem. So I think what will truly differentiate intelligent systems in the future and what CTM's investing in really focuses on three key things. One, it's creating a very personalized system that is recommendation driven. The true promise of AI is to move beyond shopping and filtering hundreds of air and flight and hotel options, but instead having AI recommend what it thinks are the most likely options based on behavior. Where has the traveler actually booked or stayed in the past? Where have their colleagues stayed in the past? What's in policy? And really bringing back a truly curated set of options that meet the traveler's needs, meet the travel program's needs, and create a much more smooth process. The second option would really be transitioning from reactive to proactive. So really addressing those moments that matter as a traveler when you're trying to make a change or you're experiencing a disruption. How do you proactively engage the traveler versus making it their responsibility to reach out, get help? So I think there's a tremendous opportunity to shift from reactive to proactive. And then finally, the last thing that we kind of look at is really trying to make sure the solutions are what we call omni-channel. The travelers and arrangers can access assistance any way they want. It can be via the web, it can be a mobile app or natural language, or even via a customer service agent, and be able to seamlessly shift from one channel to the next and make sure that the information is consistent, readily available, regardless of how they want to interact. How has business travel helped you see your work, your clients, or your colleagues differently? It's interesting being in the travel industry, particularly focused on travel technology. I try to use my own travel as an experience to kind of look at how do the solutions, whether they're from CTM or third parties, how do they really address my needs as travelers and use that interaction to benchmark it with my colleagues, with our customers. So I try and always sort of almost observe my business travel from a third-party perspective and sort of take the experiences, both positive and potentially frustrating, and figure out what do we learn about that? How do we make that experience better and use that to create a dialogue with our customers as well?